I went on a road trip 3 weeks ago. Been wanting to do it for quite some time. I love traveling. I love driving, and I had thought for several years. I think I'm gonna hit the road on Federal Highway 64, the old highway system before the interstates, and just drive west from Fayetteville, Tennessee, which is just north of where I live, to Oklahoma, where my mom was born and raised, and where my grandmother lived. And so I told my wife early this year, I think I'm going to do the Highway 64 trip this year. And I did. It was so enjoyable. Saw so many fascinating things, and driving through these little old towns. We had just watched the movie Walking Tall about Buford Pusser, and the original one, the first one, right before this trip, not realizing that Route 64, not thinking about the fact that it was going to take me right through McNairy County, Tennessee, and right through where Buford Pusser was sheriff and all that stuff happened. So that was a really cool experience. But the coolest experience, I always find a way to make travel, whether it's ministry travel or just business travel or just personal travel, I always find a way to make it about prayer. And the Lord did that to me again. I was praying all the way out there and decreeing Psalm 64 everywhere I drive through. Psalm 64 is incredible, but I'm not going to talk about that now because that's not what this is about. While I was there, after I got to my destination in Oklahoma, the Lord showed me Isaiah 64, which I didn't even think about till I was there. Wow, what an incredible passage. And this is to you who live along Highway 64, whether it's at Outer Banks, North Carolina, or whether it's in New Mexico or anywhere in between. I think 64 ends in New Mexico. I may be wrong about that. I didn't take it all the way to the western end. Just didn't have time. But Isaiah 64, that's where a verse that I heard all my life from my dad's preaching and others resides. O Lord, that you would rend the heavens and come down. That you would just rip open the heavens and come down, and your presence be among us. But you get on down several verses into that. I think verses 5, 6, and 7, I think. And it says something so fascinating. It says, is there nobody that will stir themselves to seek after God? And that word stir is a word that means to wake up. It's the Hebrew word kasach. And it means, no, I got that wrong. It's chasak. And it means to just wake yourself up, stir yourself up to seek after God and to know Him. There is the passage where it says, there's none that seek Him. All of our righteousnesses are as filthy rags. Romans quotes Isaiah 64 some. But Jesus died to clothe us in His righteousness. So we can shed our unrighteousness and wear His robe of righteousness and bear His authority and His name and shake ourselves, wake ourselves up to seek Him and to bear His heart for the place we live. I'm speaking this to those that know Jesus and live along Highway 64 in the United States of America. But I'm speaking it to everybody that wants God. And your region where you live needs God. I'm saying, let's wake up and stir ourselves and seek after Him and make Him our greatest passion. Say with Job, I have esteemed your word more valuable than the air that I breathe, the very food that I eat. Say with David and the writer of Psalms, I have valued your word and your judgments, your teaching, above gold and silver, Lord, or rubies and diamonds, anything that could be had on this earth, your wisdom. Let's stir ourselves to seek God and become impassioned with the things He's passionate about and the reasons for which He created us. And as we do that, we will carry the very presence of God, which is consuming fire. We'll carry the very fire of God in the region where we live, and we will see just by nature of our pursuit of God and our walk with Him, we'll see the place we live begin to change. More than that, God will see it, and He'll see it before we do. And He'll reveal to us, look here, look at this. Look at this. Did you hear about this? And then his voice will whisper, that's because of you seeking me and pursuing me and going after my heart. You're impacting the place you live by the life you live. God bless you in that. Shalom to you and your region as you pursue Him and His kingdom where you live. Thank God for you.